what you obtain is how you get it, right? The famous saying that everybody always says is how you get it is the same way you lose it. So if you out here macking on some dude's girl and you steal his girl from him, that is the same way that you're going to lose that female, right? Honestly, why would you even trust that female when you took her from another dude, right?
What up, what up, what up? We back with another edition of Freewenow.
Till it's backwards.
Yes, sirski. And look. Hey, we starting off the new year. You know what I'm saying? New vibes, new environment. You know what I mean?
New scenes,
new
new looks.
scene, new look. You know what I mean? Comment and tell us what y'all think about this new scene, new backdrop. But yeah, we feeling good. It's 2024. I hope you feeling good too. It's the start of 2024. Okay, I know everybody. The gyms have been crowded.
You know
Can't
what I'm saying? No weights.
You got to park all the way in the back. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. I want to see if the gyms are still crowded in March.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In
You're
April.
Gonna keep it up. You're going to keep it up.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Love to have y'all here. We got a great episode coming for y'all today. Got some great topics as always. What you got for the people, Keith?
Hey, man, you know I always got to start off with a little quote, quote for y'all. You know what I'm saying? When you start seeing your value, you'll stop seeing those who don't. When you start seeing your own value, you'll stop seeing those who don't.
Heavy.
Hey, come on, man.
We in the school zone. We gotta drive slow. Drive slow. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. That's real talk. So okay, today we're gonna talk about how you get it is how you lose it. The same way how you get it. It can be in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Same way that you get in your partner, you thinking, oh, you the swaggiest, or you so smooth, or you so fine, or you so pretty. Okay, now how you get them is how you lose them.
How you lose them.
Okay, and then are men in a soft era, or are women lost?
Come on, that's gonna be a hard topic for a lot of y'all to hear.
Are men in a soft era, or are women lost? And the last thing we want to talk about is, you know, the problem with society today. What's the problem? There's a lot of problems. One problem we're gonna talk about today is society today is everything is based off your feelings.
Everything.
And feelings are temporary. It's not sustainable. So let's get into it, man. So how you get it is how you lose it.
How you get it is how you lose it.
Talk to him.
I think this is a very important topic that you got to touch on, right? Because a lot of things in life people get through grimy ways, right? It could be the way you pursue your money. It could be the way you obtain relationships. It could be the way you obtain promotions. And people think that's where it ends, right? Once I obtain this success, it's going to be there for the rest of my life, right? But I think what you obtain is how you get it, right? The famous saying that everybody always says is how you get it is the same way you lose it. So if you out here macking on some dude's girl and you steal his girl from him, that is the same way that you're going to lose that female, right? Honestly, why would you even trust that female when you, right? If you out here taking the shortcuts to get to a promotion, right? You're undercutting your friends, the people that you care about. You're taking the wrong ways about it. You're cutting around corners to get things done earlier. That's the same way you're going to lose it, right? Because those shortfalls are going to start to rear their face the longer that you stay into that motion, the longer that you go into that job. Like, these things always rear their face, right? The way you get it is more important, right? If you put in this hard work, you're putting in time after time after time, you're getting every single rep and set, you're getting every single meeting, you're learning more about the culture, you're learning more about the economy, you're learning about the people that are surrounded by you, then that is the same type of work ethic that you're going to get from the people that are surrounding you. That's the same type of quality of work that you're going to get out of that situation. So you always got to put in exactly what you want out, right? You don't get to take shortcuts in that. If you want something amazing in your life, right? If you want something to be a shining, gleaming example of who you are, and you want it to build, and you want people to be able to look up at it, you want people to be able to take it as an example for what they want, then that's what you got to put into it, right? You got to put that time and that effort. And sometimes that means you got to take the long way around. Sometimes that means that you don't get to walk across the grass. That means you got to stay on the sidewalk, right? You got to take the most important road and the best road to get to what you want to accomplish, right? And understanding that those shortcuts, yeah, they may get you there quicker, but they also gonna make you lose it quicker, right? One thing that I say is the easier something is to get, the more careless you are with keeping it. So you have to understand that the more work that you're putting in, the more determined and the more effort you're gonna be into keeping it.
You wanna know? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, yo. Somebody a lot wiser than me, right? I'm growing up, you know what I'm saying? starting to date, you know what I mean? Starting to get my feet wet, you know what I'm saying? And I had a couple situations and they were like, yo, keep it 100 with you. How you get her is how you gonna lose her.
Exactly.
Same way, ladies, for y'all, how you get him is how you gonna lose him. You're never that smooth.
You're never as smooth as you
Like
think
you everybody thinks that they're so smooth, or I just had this dope line and she just loves me. My swag is this, that, and the throw. I'm so pretty and like I'm the catch. And listen, yo.
You're not that important.
Listen, you're not we found out.
You're not that important.
You're not that important. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times this is just the nature of that person. Okay. So you thinking like he said, you gonna steal somebody's girl? Okay. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like you thinking that, okay, he's gonna leave his wife for you? Okay. And if he does, say he does leave, and then now y'all get married, it's gonna be another you coming into the situation the same way that you were in, and you gonna lose him or her. Right? Like, let me save you from the hurt. Let me save you from the pain. Right? You know what's interesting? A lot of times people be like, man, God took me through this situation so because I had to learn. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure out. He had to teach me a lesson. No. Yeah. A lot of times, stop lying on God. A lot of times, that's going to be my phrase for this shit. Stop lying on God, yo. Like, a lot of times, God will show yourself. He'll reveal yourself in private first before you're revealed into the public eye. Yeah. He will show you yourself first to you. If you want to accept it or not, that's on you, right? And then it'll become a public issue. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't think, oh, God had to take me through this. No, you just didn't listen the first time. Stop making you being hard-headed as an excuse for, oh, God had to take me through this lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go through that door and you bump your head on something, right? I guarantee you, I saw that. I don't need to go through the door and bump my head too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna learn from his or her mistakes so I don't make the same mistakes. Okay? And I don't know why I'm ranting on this relationship tip right now, because I think we just in a so toxic culture right now that it's like everything is excusable. Everything is very toxic. Everything is like, well, I'm this, that, and third. Everybody feels like they're so important, yo. Yeah. Like, humble yourself, right? Like, you're not that important. Okay, so stop getting your feelings hurt. Stop being, you know what I'm saying, writing these long memoirs and monologues on Instagram and social media. You feel like somebody did you wrong when, no, how you get it is how you're going to lose it.
And there's signs everywhere, right?
Always signs.
When you're driving down the road, right, you know when a stoplight is coming up, right? You see 4 or 5 different signs that says stoplight ahead. Or when you're coming up to a turn, it says slow, curve, sharp turn. You can't see people around that curve, right? But you doing 80 down the freeway.
Bumping your music.
And wait till you get to the curve and you like, oh, why didn't they tell me about this turn, right? Like I said, the way that you get it is the way that you'll lose it. So if you ignore all the signs, it's going to blow up in your face, and that's exactly how you're going to lose it, right? Ignoring the things that were put right in front of you. Like he said, right. God shows you different things in private, right? He doesn't have to reprimand you in public, right? But sometimes it takes that when you've ignored every single sign that he's given. Facts. I don't think there's one time in anybody's life that they got to a point and they were just absolutely surprised because there was nothing that was like on their mind prior to, right? Facts. Even when you're in a relationship, I think sometimes people can see somebody cheating a mile away, right? But they choose to ignore it. You get to see these different red flags about somebody's communication, about somebody not showing up on time, right. About somebody not doing these certain things, and you ignore it because you're like, oh, I'm getting to know this person. Eventually it's going to change. Like eventually they're going to be somebody different, right? Hey, as they always say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
When they show you who they are, believe them. You feel me? Trust a person to be who they are. They don't say, oh, I trust you. Nah, I trust you to be the person that you showed me that you are, right? Like, also, I remember when we first started this, right? Me, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I want to go viral. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go viral, you know what I mean? But if you notice the things that go viral quick, they're gone quick. New headline, viral quick, gone quick. You're here, now you're forgotten. Okay, that hit song, one hit wonders. Here, now they're gone. Okay, this artist was on popping for a year, gone, right? Like, I've noticed now, especially the type of content we create, we're more so interested in building communities. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We want that slow, that steady increase to have true supporters. You know what I mean? Like that quick overnight success, boom, 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 oh man, we're going, like, just as soon you're gone. You know what I mean? Even with meals that you eat, those microwave meals are normally the worst for your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That fast food is normally the worst for your body.
But you get it the quickest.
But you get it the quick fast food. You know what I'm saying? That quick, fast, anything is quick, fast money. Okay, you hustling, you in the streets. That quick, fast money, right, is also gone quick, fast, in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Notice also a person that's always jumping from thing to thing, they never have anything that lasts. They never have anything that's sustainable. You know what I mean? Nutrients, great food, you have to grow that. You know what I mean? It takes time and effort. It takes labor. You know what I'm saying? It takes real true effort and precision. You know what I'm saying? And strategy. You feel me? Like, I'm saying all this to say, don't want anything that's quick or fast. Right? We want everything that's sustainable. We want everything for the long term, right? That's the same thing with investing. That's the same thing with real estate. That's the same thing with anything you're doing. How you get it is the way you lose it. So on that note, right, of how you getting it and how you're losing it, you feel me? Yes. Can I get an amen from the choir?
Amen.
Okay. So what about relationships, right?
Okay.
So are men, like, are we in a soft era? Or the women just lost?
I think it's the second part you said, right?
Talk.
Hey, man, like, don't get me wrong,
get
right?
It on.
There's different types of men, there's different types of women, right? And this is not a catch-all, be-all, right? But this is a generalization of what we see nowadays. Like, a lot of women are lost, right?
Yeah.
And I think their only cop-out is to say that a man is being soft when he decides to express himself emotionally, right? I think as a man, the most, like, vulnerable thing you can do for a woman is display your emotions, right? These are things we're taught not to show. Like, growing up, it's like, hey, don't cry.
Right.
Growing up is don't let anybody see the weak side of you. Don't show anybody that you're not strong right now. Don't show anybody that portion of you. Hold that in. Internalize everything that you go through, and so everybody can see you every day and be a man, right? But being a man is more than just pretending to be strong at every single moment, right? It's more than just trying to uphold every single part of your family when you don't got it in yourself, right? So one thing I wrote down and I wanted to express is that I think when a man has the inability to express when he is weak in the worst part of his body, which is his mind, right? Your mind is supposed to be something that controls you. It's supposed to be something that you work, right? You work it, right? You keep it up, right? So you have to be able to say, hey, right now I don't got it, right? Right now I'm not strong, right? But everybody likes to go on social media and bash that man, right? Bash the man that has the ability to express when he isn't strong. It's crazy.
On that note, right? You know what's funny, right? I say funny, haha. Not funny, weird, right? But look, it's interesting how I think now it's good that we have so many conversations, right? Like, there's a lot of, like, you can post something and somebody in, Djibouti, Africa could, like, comment on it and give their opinion so ideas can share across the globe. I think that's a beautiful thing, right? At the same time, right, when we welcome and say, hey, it's like everybody says, hey, we want men to express themselves. But the minute you see a man with a microphone, the ladies going crazy in the comments. Oh, not another man with a podcast. Let's get rid of these men with microphones, right? Or, like, if a man gives his opinion on something that he sees or observes especially in I'll say in women's culture or what they like to do, if he does that, they bash him. Or if he says something, period, right, they bash him. Oh, look at men trying to mansplain. Right? But at the same time, we're supposed to be invited to an environment that is like, hey, express yourself, go to therapy. Especially this, black men need therapy. Black men, y'all can go to therapy, right? But then when we express ourselves, right, it's a problem. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
The craziest thing that I hear from a lot of women is like, I'm tired of these men who need me to be their therapist, right? Let me go ahead and point this out. We don't need y'all to be our therapist, but we need y'all to have a listening ear. Like, sometimes we
to
just
listen,
not
hear.
to listen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just want to get our stuff off. Like, everybody likes to complain every now and then. And sometimes you want to come home to your lady, the woman that you chose to be with, the woman that you chose to build with, and be able to complain about the certain stuff that you don't get to tell everybody, right? I feel like women should cherish the fact that a man is willing enough to be vulnerable enough to explain these different types of things to you, because I'm telling y'all right now, not every woman gets this,
right?
Because if some women get to see a different part of you, and I'm telling you, the same women that don't get to see that part will sit here and jump at the fact to be able to get that part, because they've seen that disconnected individual that a man could be, right?
Facts.
But you're taking for granted the same man when he's willing to give you that soft side of him, right?
Facts.
And I don't even think it's being soft. I think it's being strong to be able to be vulnerable, right?
Facts.
That's true strength, to be able to say, hey, I ain't strong. That's some real strength, right? Because that takes a lot out of you. And it's a state of vulnerability where men don't really want to be in. Like, we don't like to live in that. Don't get me wrong. I think women deal with a lot more opportunities to be vulnerable, and I think y'all take it a lot better than men do. That's just because men aren't used to being in that vulnerable state, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are able to get over heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. I'm telling you right now, you break a man's heart, that's a different thing for him.
Facts.
That is a completely different thing from, right?
Facts.
Because out of all the women or all the people that he chose you to be vulnerable to, and you take that and you use it against him. That's something that a lot of people can't come back from, right?
Right.
So y'all got to understand that, and men ain't being soft, they just being real with you, right? And y'all aren't equipped because y'all are so used to this social media relationship type stuff, right?
Right.
A lot of y'all see relationships as, oh, the only thing I have to offer is a beautiful face, right?
Right.
And I think that is an environment we fostered through social media, right? Because the only thing you have to really display on social media is your looks, or you can fake it, right? You can fake it until you make it, right?
Right.
And we fostered an environment, well, the only thing that I have to display is get all these likes and any man's going to want to get to me. And honestly, that's what a lot of men go after. They go after those certain type of looks, right? But once you get past that social media, once you log off and you really got to tap in with your partner, a lot of y'all have zero depth.
Facts.
Zero depth.
Okay, ladies, this is just a question for me, right? Okay, y'all saying, hey, we're gonna take our liberty back, or we're gonna be liberated, right? So for y'all to get back at men, y'all say free the titty, right? No, for real. Like, y'all say free the titty. I'm gonna go around naked, right? And then it's like, yeah, we're getting back at you. We're gonna walk around naked. Yeah, we're getting back at you. We're just gonna sleep around. Yeah, we're getting back at you. And it's like, the men is like, cool. You know what I'm saying? How are, I don't understand how you guys are taking your liberation back by being more promiscuous or more available or accessible to men. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you guys are like, well, why are y'all so, you guys just like to sleep around and you don't like to be committed. You don't want to do this, that, and the third. And then y'all go do all the same things that y'all complain about us doing that we like to do. Yeah. So now it's like, we don't even have to be held accountable, right? Y'all are just doing what we like anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so confused. You feel me? So like, I'm asking a question for y'all. I think since y'all really hold the key, right? Like, you really hold the key to, you know, I guess, I don't want to say intercourse, but you hold the keys for a man getting access to you, right? If y'all want to hold us accountable, if y'all want to see us shape up, I feel like y'all would have been more guarded or more protected instead of more open.
Yeah.
I feel like the solution seems backwards to me.
Yeah, it does. I can't remember who said this. I was recently watching this podcast on, it came up on my Instagram timeline, right? And he said, a lot of women are out here trying to be trophies instead of treasure, right?
Yeah.
Trophies change hands every single year, right?
Everybody's fighting to get that championship.
Every single year, it's a new team that's going to get the trophy, right? You may get somebody who two-peat, and in history, very few people three-peat, right?
Very few.
But eventually, eventually somebody takes over that trophy, right?
Right.
But treasure, you got millions of people looking for treasure that some never find in their entire life.
Never find.
You may have an idea where that treasure's at. You may know where the treasure, may know where the treasure frequents. You may have a generalized area of where that treasure be at, but a lot of people can't find it.
Right.
Women, y'all have to understand that y'all need to be a treasure, right? That is what men are working for, like this promiscuous stuff. This let me free the nipple, let me show myself everywhere. Like, yeah, all right, a man may look at that. You may get some likes, and you may get a man to tap in, but honestly, ain't nobody trying to make that their wife.
No real dude wants that. I don't care what race, what culture, what continent you on. I don't care what language you speak. No real man wants to see his wife all over the internet showing everything.
And honestly, y'all can't delete the stuff off the internet. Once it's out
there,
there, it's out there.
It's there.
So that's something that y'all kids got to deal with.
Facts.
Imagine your kid coming home, hey, mommy, they bully me at school because you was out here going crazy on IG and OnlyFans.
Like, that's insane.
Like, come on now.
Like, you are scarring your kids. You know what I'm saying?
You got to understand it, bro. And I would like to see more women come through and support the man on having that thought process, right? Because I think women love to come together and bash and point out what a man does wrong. But when the roles are reversed, they find every excuse for why a woman was right.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not speaking to y'all from an emotional standpoint. We're speaking to y'all from a logical standpoint. Like, the stuff that we're telling you is logical. If you want something, if you want somebody, if you want to build some more, that doesn't mean be out there and show everybody what you got, right?
Facts.
A man wants to know that, hey, like, this is my girl and nobody else got the opportunity to be with her. Like, nobody has the access to her that I have. That's what men want.
We really, like, your value to us is based off of exclusiveness. You know what I mean? Like, how exclusive you are, how unavailable you are, right? Makes your value go up. From a man's eyes.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? It's not, oh yeah, we may look, men are visual, don't get me wrong, we may look, but we're not putting you in a category of high value if you're easily accessible. Now, on the flip side, I'm with y'all. Like, I'm still with y'all. Like, well, you going at the ladies and you saying that, well, men need to be real men and they need to step up and they need to provide and they need to protect. And I'm with you.
We do.
I'm with you. We do. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of men not taking responsibility. But I'll raise you another one, right? It's like women, a lot of men, especially black men, were in single mothers, were raised by single mothers, right? So it's the single mothers that are raising these men up to be broken men. Who are y'all complaining about that are broken? So in a sense, it's almost like, why don't women, it's almost like women are mad at men based on the principles the woman gave him. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just thinking out loud, right? I'm not saying I'm right or wrong, like indifferent, like we welcome you to come on the podcast, right? But like, it seems kind of baffling to me that women are getting mad at men who were responsible for who got their principles from a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the women should be holding the other women accountable for raising broken men. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, y'all have a broken man, get mad at him because he's not where he is. The cycle repeats. And then you get back at your baby daddy or whoever by not letting him see him or not being around him, whatever. And then now the cycle repeats again. And then you get mad at men saying, hey, these men, blah, blah, blah. Right? Cool. I understand all that, right? At the same time, I think I'll wrap it up with, I think there needs to be more dialogue for us to come together and come as one. Because every time I go on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, it's like, well, the men need to do this. Well, the women need to do this. Well, y'all don't hear us. Well, y'all, like, I don't really see another race doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really kind of only see one race, which is black people, kind of thriving on this relationship talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I feel like we need each other. You know what I mean? And I was talking to somebody the other day. It was like, it was amazing. If you just Google women's initiatives or black women initiatives in comparison to Googling men initiatives and black men initiatives, right? There seems like there's an initiative for black women in every industry. You know what I'm saying? You got black women in tech, black women in real estate, black women in college, black women that are corporate. You know what I'm saying? Black women that need therapy. You got black women therapists. You have black women everything. Like, the list goes on, bro. But if you type in black men initiatives, there are only a few.
Yeah.
So I think y'all did something right in pushing the minority piece for black women. I think we need to push the black male initiative as well, because I don't know of that many black men programs that we can go to and feel like seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there may be some for like kids, but like people our age that want to go into business, be an entrepreneur, Like go into stocks, invest, do real estate, be a fitness trainer, get into health and wellness. You know what I'm saying? Become a doctor. Like I don't know of any specific black male programs. Imagine when we had both of those together. Now we cooking with grease.
Hey, if I'm being real, I think one of the most dangerous things in this world, in a good way, is a positive black male, right? But we can't do that without positive black women, right? Facts. When you separate the two, you're missing something, right? Like he said, we're having an initiative pushed of women, I guess, raising up broken men to then continue the cycle, right? And that's where men got to take the responsibility. As a man, you have to you got to take care of your offspring. You got to take care of your child, right? Because one person can't raise a child. Like it takes a village, right? But the most important things is the two people who laid down to make the kid, right? The mother to teach their son or daughter a certain way, and then the man to be able to teach the same type of end goal, right? But you need both sides to perfect it, right? So like, don't get me wrong. Like I know some of these dudes out here ain't nothing, right? I get that, understand that, right? This is not a bash women type thing, right? Yeah. We understand the importance of having both in the household to bring something up, right? So let's get out of this mindset of men being soft, and also let's get out of this mindset of women allowing themselves to be lost, right? And let's become one, and let's do something great with it, right?
Facts.
Because that's how you build up a better generation.
I agree. Because honestly, I think it's just a lot of like finger pointing right now. I think because if you ask a woman one-on-one what she wants, she's going to say all the right stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But will also retweet all the toxic stuff. For a dude, the same thing. You may ask him what he want. Oh, I want my wife to be this, that, and third. And I'm trying to be a better. But it's like, well, when you turn on your phone, you're doing something different.
Stop dwelling in the negative.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing something different. So let's push the inclusion of both, the togetherness, the oneness, the unity, the union. You know what I mean? Okay. So on that note of relationships, social media, right? How you get it, how you lose it. Let's talk about society as a whole, right? I think it's very emotional. You know what I'm saying? It's very feeling oriented. You know what I'm saying? And that's not anything like super emotional or super feeling oriented, right? It's not good because you're going to be all over the place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is a representation of what we see in society, because everyone's like, well, how do you feel? Well, I feel like, I don't really feel like doing this. Well, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very society, right? And I think you don't make a great society without going through anything, without toughing it out and overcoming obstacles. That's on a personal level. That's on a mass level, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have to push through some type of struggle in order to grow. Yeah. So I think, I believe that until we start getting out of our feelings and start being so emotional and stop almost like, well, you can't say this, well, I can't say that. Like, I think we need to reinforce the freedom of speech again. I feel like there's growth in that. There's growth in having conversations that everybody doesn't believe in. There's growth in having conflict. So what do you feel about, where we are in society and us being so emotional based?
So touchy-feely. So don't get me wrong. I think that feelings are important, right? Sometimes it helps you guide yourself through a certain situation. But I think what we need to understand and learn how to do is separate the emotions from the lesson, right? Growing up, when you had coaches, when you had people, they call it tough love, right? It's somebody who's telling you the truth without caring about what you feel about it, right? Some things is black and white. There's no gray. There's no, well, I feel this way about it, so it could possibly, no, it's either right or wrong. Right. There's certain things in life that are going to be that way, right? It's black and white. There's no in between where you get to feel your way out of the situation, right? Feelings, like I said, are very important, but you have to understand and be able to separate them from different situations, right? If you let your emotions control you throughout your whole life, you're going to make some of the worst decisions that you ever could possibly think of, right?
Facts.
I think of all the times that I've ever been mad about a situation, I've ever been sad about a situation, right? And I think about how my life would be different if I allowed that to control me in that moment, right? I may not even be sitting here.
Imagine if you acted on every emotion.
Every single emotion.
Imagine every emotion that you ever had, you acted on it.
I'm telling you right now,
Come on, yo.
This world would be way worse than it already is. You feel me?
So
you got to understand, right? There's certain lessons that you have to be able to take out of those emotions, right? Like I said, it's good to understand how things make you feel, right? Because then you understand how you're supposed to maneuver, or you understand what things not to allow into your life, or you understand what things make you feel a certain type of way, right? That's very important, right? To understand your feelings and be able to question them, to be able to work with them, to be able to move around them, right? But a lot of times the most important thing in a situation is the lesson. Like, what are they trying to teach me? Let me step outside of my feelings, right? Let me get out of this anger. Let me get out of this sadness. And sometimes let me get out of this overjoy, because honestly, being too happy in a certain situation can take you in the wrong way too, right? You know what I'm saying? Too much of anything is bad, right? Too much of anything is bad, right? A lot of times they can make you sloppy if you're too happy, right? If you're too sad, it can make you forget, like, you know what I'm saying, the root problem or the root cause of a certain situation. So, you know what I'm saying, to top it off and really bring it back together, right? Emotions are important, but the lesson a lot of times is way more important than anything.
Absolutely. And I think, like you say, emotions are good, but understand that in life, you're going to have some obstacles. You're going to have some stuff that you got to go through. That's a part of it, right? But don't sit in that and feel like, oh, everybody is wrong because I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we never really assess where our thoughts come from.
We don't.
A lot of times people think that they're right just because they think it. Well, I thought this thought and it's me, so I must be right. Right? Like, we never take into account of where did this thought come from? And repeated thoughts and consistent thoughts over time turn to feelings. Where is this feeling coming from? You know what I'm saying? Everything that we take in, right? We got it from somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Like, we don't just spawn out of anywhere. It's like, oh, I have all these thoughts and feelings now. Like, no, it comes from a place, comes from an environment. It comes from, an environment nurturing system that you were probably raised in, a social background that you come from, right? That you have never taken account from where that stuff has come from. Okay. So this is a great podcast, right? So we talked about a lot of great things. First thing we talked about is the way you get it
is the way you lose it.
You feel me? Like, please take heed to that. You're never that smooth.
Never that smooth. You're not that important.
You're not that important, okay? Ladies, you're not that fine. Fellas, you're not that, you don't smell that good.
You're not that player.
You're not that player. Your game is not that tight. Like, okay, how you get them is how you're going to lose them. And that's with life too. He mentioned taking shortcuts, right? Like, that's with food. That's with nutrients. That's with everything, right? Okay, are men in a soft era?
Or are women lost?
On the whole, I think we just need to come together and stop finger pointing, you know what I'm saying? And like all come together and just lay it out on the table and be like, okay, this is what I need. This is what you need. We're going to compromise and we're going to meet in the middle of the Venn diagram and let's make it happen.
And it starts with your situation.
Starts with your situation.
Fix yours and then worry about everybody else later.
And then let's not be so my feeling. I don't feel like it. I don't want it. I don't want to go to the gym. Imagine if you went to the gym only when you felt like it.
You don't get to do everything when you want to do it.
You'll never be in shape. You'll never increase your bench. You'll never get faster in your mile time, okay? You'll never make $1 million. You'll never start that business, okay? You'll never do anything that you really want to do. You'll never accomplish any goal if you only do it when you feel like, I don't feel like it. Oh my gosh, yo. Okay. Anything, you can tell I'm a little vexed by that. But okay, anything you got for the people?
Hey man, at all times, the most important thing is putting in effort, right? Always put in effort for the things that you want. You're going to make time for the things that are most important in your life. You're going to make time for the people that are most important in your life. It is about the effort, and the things will fall in line after that.
Hey, man, I love doing this. I ain't going to lie to y'all. Today, I didn't feel like coming to the studio. Yeah, I wanted to keep sleeping.
I was tired.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it. But what do? We committed to this. We said we were going to do this. So we got up, and we made it happen. Okay, it's the new year. It's 2024. Get up and make it happen. All right. I know you got goals. Everybody has goals. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has passions. But if you don't feel like it, then your dream won't feel like coming true. Your passion won't feel like coming to pass if you don't feel like doing it. All right. So anyway, I'm done off that. It's a Freewenow.
Till it's backwards.
Yes, sir, ski.